collective reading, this person feels entitled. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another reading. This time I feel like we're going to do a collective reading. We haven't done one of these in a long time, so why not? Now I usually record during the day because the lighting is much better, but here we are. I'm not doing that. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. Spirit, what does the collective need to know? What do they need to know currently? What's going to be helpful, or simply something that they need to understand? And the Ten of Cups. So it looks like today's topic is going to be focused on family, or those that we consider to be family. Those that perhaps are like-minded, but sometimes not so like-minded. This water right here looks pretty darn turbulent, so it could be almost like this family tree has a lot of people that have already crossed over. And I know, I mean, that's kind of haha, you know, ancestry, and that's what family tree is about. But I guess what I mean more than that is that you don't have a lot of family left. That's blood family, if any, I'm gonna say. And even the ones that you do have left, you could be kind of on rocky grounds, or things not being exactly the way you would want them. Let's see. Okay. Now with all the white here, I feel like a lot of you guys do come from a line or a family of spiritual people. I don't want to say spiritualists, but some of you guys could be spiritualists, your family line. Before I started the camera, I set my crystal here so I could scry as well. And what I noticed right away is it almost appears to me like an x-ray, a row of teeth, eye socket, almost like a skeletal head, right? And I feel like you guys could have a deep connection to the other side, or quite a bit about the other side is coming through for you, especially in that tree and in, so far, the crystal. Now this is really interesting because I've never seen this before. I don't recall seeing it anyways. And this to me looks like a person who is kind of like hunched over, maybe walking with a cane, offering a lot of wisdom. The mouth is completely, I mean, this creature has just, it's all mouth, right? And it looks to me like the creature wants to talk. Now right over here, I'm looking at an arm, almost like raised up and writing something, or an arm raised up knocking on this door. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this looks like a little door almost. So there could be some forms of communication, whether it's the other side or this side, people that are wanting to contact you. And for a lot of you guys, it could be both. Now I do have this one older person right here. You can see with all the white hair, two eyes right here, and the mouth, almost like word vomiting. That is for someone. And this person right here is carrying what looks like a pet that is crossed over. Now, immediately what had jumped a second ago was the Eight of Cups for you. Now, with the Eight of Coins, the Eight of Coins is all about like putting things into intensive care, but taking intensive care of your coin, but also being very methodical about how you work, about whatever it is that you are conducting business in currently, or what it is that you want to bring to fruition in the near future. I'm gonna say that you are working maybe late into the night, It's got to be a labor of love. I think that time does pass quite a bit and you don't even notice it sometimes. And don't kid yourself. I know it's labor intense. I know that there's extreme focus here, whether you're involved, let's say like stocks and bonds, or whether you're involved with like modeling or getting your outfits together, you're practicing your poses, I don't know. Or if you're a photographer and you're looking at different ways how to edit, or looking at different models that you'd like to work with and collaborate with, whatever the case, this would be that. This could also be saying that there are situations in your family line that somebody wants to kind of, again, I feel a word vomit. I feel somebody who's kind of like upset or distressed, an older lady I'm getting, that wants to kind of just spew a bunch of words. So you could have somebody who has a temper. And here we have the Princess of Staves. So yeah, this is about getting maybe your mojo back, your energy. I feel like a deep connection with the sun. If you're feeling a little bit like tired, especially if you're working late into the night, things like that, and you're not able to get a lot of rest currently, it's going to be really best that you're out with the elements. I really struggle with this personally. So it'll be really good for you to get actually some sunlight. You know, what is that? When you're like a keyboard warrior, or when you work indoors in an office, whatever the case may be. But we can all make time to commune outside. Even myself, where I go outside and the wasps, I have I live in the woods and the meat wasps love me. Apparently I'm just meat and they recognize that, and I could be there for 2 minutes, they find me, and my other friends are out there for literally hours outside and nothing. So interesting. But I digress. This is just saying basically that I feel like, especially with the underbelly of the horse right here, this could also be talking about your freedom and finding your mojo and your freedom and your light and your wherewithal to actually gain some momentum. And how I'm getting freedom is with this white horse right here, right? And with the stave that the princess is carrying, I think, and the shield right here, I think that you are well equipped pretty much for anything and everything. But it's still in the beginning process, whatever this is. Now, this could be saying that you have a family project going on, or you work for your family, or it just means that you are focused, you know, on work and their issues with your family. Now, I'd like to find out a little bit more about all this emotion. First of all, let's just kind of go there. And I'm going to be utilizing a deck that I haven't used maybe in a long time. And this is a Tarot of Oppositions. So I don't really like shuffling them any other way because they tend to get ruined quickly. I'd like to know a little bit more about this 10 of Cups. All of this water, it's not even really like green or ocean water. It's like frothy from so much turbulence. Let's find out a little bit more about the collective. Why is this here, please? Okay. Yeah. So this is somebody setting down a cup, and this is like body, mind, spirit. This is a holy grail. Basically, this is a cup for one. And from what I'm seeing is there is a hand here pulling on that cup. It's almost kind of like, well, I want that. And it's feeling like perhaps there's a difference between you and someone that feels just really entitled. Even the nails are pressing up against this couplet right here. And there seems to be quite a bit of determination to grab that cup. And it's almost like they're entitled. They feel entitled to your emotions. Whatever that looks like. And indeed, this person can actually kind of feed on your emotions. So I'm going to say that this person can probably know like what hot words, not hot words, but like hot buttons to push in order to get a rise out of you. And how I'm getting that again is with the cups and the emotions and the reference to all of this turbulence. So there is a problem with, there's not equal like give and take. It's all about like taking here so far. Let's see a little bit more about that. Show me a little bit more about the Ace of Cups, please. It's like if you leave your emotions unguarded, they're there to grab almost into the underworld. And yeah, I think that's going to make people feel really uncomfortable. Also, you could be seeing the number 11 or 1111. Judgment. So I think there's been a judgment on how give and take happens in this family tree, or what people are entitled to, what family is entitled to what and how. And I feel like with this Judgment and all the red and the fire, it came swift. So maybe perhaps somebody formed a judgment. I would guess that that would be you. What else, please? And the King of Cups. I feel like this king is very balanced, very, you know, this king has been all the kings, I don't know why I pushed the stop button by accident there, but this king could be somebody who's been through all the cup suits, right? Because he's a King of Cups. This one is more balanced because they've learned how to control their emotions. They know that something is shiny, and it doesn't mean it's necessarily always a good investment of time and energy, or especially emotion. And they are well aware that they need to speak their truth. Okay, there's a lot about that coming out, and it's in the upright. And I'm feeling like it's almost like this person right here that wants to tug on your emotions and kind of manipulate, I would say, enjoys getting you frustrated or getting a rise out of you. And keep in mind, with children, any attention is good attention to them, or even pets. Sometimes my dog is a little brat and he wants to kind of continue jumping and getting in my line of vision, even when he's had plenty of attention, and enough is enough. So it could be that situation. Now tell me a little bit more about this tree, please. What is going on with the top side of the tree? All the leaves that are white. It's kind of fascinating. Show me more about this. Justice. Wow. Judgment and justice coming through together. So, first of all, I'm noticing, of course, I mean, she's got her fearsome sword, and that cuts. It is a double-edged sword. I feel like with justice, it is a swift movement, swift motion. I can't help but notice the blue in the background, so maybe something was said quickly and decisively, because this queen does not mess around. This justice card is about putting things back into order and cutting out anything that is a hindrance and causes an imbalance. Because here, you could barely see it, but they're little baby scales that she's holding in her hand. And I feel like the scales really make you feel rooted, make you feel safe and comfortable when there is balance. But when there's no balance, then that's where all the discomfort comes from, and it comes into play. Now, on the floor, this is a big checkered thing. And I can't help but think right away that this has a lot to do with maneuvering and strategizing and thinking things through and trying to, again, somebody's trying to get their way. Okay. Let's see a little bit more about this person pulling. They could be pulling on your energy, and that was an immediate jump. So this person right here, you could be at a stalemate, meaning that you could not be speaking to this person, or you could have a decision to make and somebody's not making it. But there's definitely a stalemate. There is a quandary here that there's a lot of energy being spent by both parties. They want to maybe opposite things. There's no communication now, right, currently, and things are definitely at a stalemate. I feel like there's been a lot of healing to be done, and maybe that would be you currently. Yeah, I feel like you could have even gone and taken like a shaman's journey, you know, into the underworld to really discover a little bit more about yourself and what needs healing and how it needs to heal. And sometimes it's not like all flowers and rainbows and unicorn farts, you know. Sometimes it just takes a lot to be able to heal some things. And I feel like with you, things are definitely blooming. I just got another jump of Six of Cups. So, yeah, you could be experiencing some nostalgia, wishing that things were the way they were when they were, right? With the Six of Cups, when things were innocent, when they were sweet, when they appeared innocent anyways. Or even, in fact, because this little girl is obviously very much alive, and this little boy has... basically, he's a walking dead. He is a zombie. He's lost his hand, and almost lost his foot right here. And I'm going to say that even perhaps this is nostalgia about when you were innocent to the dynamics of your family, when you thought that things just kind of ran this when you didn't question it, but you still had like this very innocent, tender love type of situation going on. Let's see, why is that hand pulling on the bottom of the cup, please? Tell me more about this person's energy. I feel like it's just, yeah, death. So there was a major and sudden change, an incredible change. And they are pissed off. I'm going to say caught red-handed. I feel like maybe this person was caught red-handed. They could have been a chess player one too many times, been caught red-handed, and perhaps you got fed up and called an ending to it. So number 13. So, you know, number 1 is, you know, looking out for you, but it's also how you present to the world. And in this case, I feel like this is simply stating, you know, I'm going to start looking out for number 1. This has been too much time, energy, manipulation, and I'm over and I'm done. Let's get a little bit more about that. It was a sudden and shocking ending here. And this person is on a full-on freak out. Why are these cards here, please, for the collective, please? Why are these cards here for the collective? Again, the 10 of Cups. Somebody has a vision. You know, we have, all of us, an idea of what is happiness. And not everybody thinks is like families like happiness, of course. But I feel like this could be stating, you know, I mean, it could be two ways of thinking about what happiness is. And I feel like in here, this is like a hot mess. And of course, this is a zombie tarot. There's always going to be like craziness going on, which is why I love this deck. But we have explosions here and things literally coming to an end. And we have a zombie or a skeleton walking out of the ocean right here. And the family's just kind of enjoying themselves. There's no way that they can't see or smell or even heard of that explosion, right? But they're just enjoying themselves. And they're acting like nothing ever transpired. So that could be coming into play here. Okay, what does this person want out of this situation? Maybe a person or a group, but I feel for more of you is a person. Okay. Falling sideways. We have the Knight of Hazards. Things are going very, very slow. And it's like, okay, I want movement. No, I don't. I want to proceed. No, I don't. So whatever it is that they want, the stalemate, they feel like they are of changeable minds. And of changeable minds about the living quarters, about their home life, about what home looks like, what family looks like, what family should be, what home should be. All of these things could be issues, okay, and this other person or in your family life. It could be even a case of where you left home and you went to move, you went to college, or whatever the case may be. Now, for some of you guys, this is going to be your family life at work, home and family life. And this would pertain because we spend a lot of time at work as well, right? So this could be saying it's almost like feast or famine, and people are trying to eat things that really typically are not edible. Even this guy back here is looking like he's almost on all fours like a dog, worrying a bone. Okay, yeah, so maybe this person's like over and over again ruminating about things. And that's part of the problem. Yeah. So there's a lot of mystery, a lot of things that you don't know. I feel like these people could even be disturbing your sleep, right? Where you're trying to get some really good repose. And I feel like even in your dreams, you are getting some messages with this bird dropping a key off to you. But this could be evil eye. This could be people actually, for those of you that actually believe in energy, that energy can be controlled. This could be putting, you know, a spell or a hex or whatever the case may be on someone to cause them to feel anxious or have, I heard irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're trying to really just stress you out. And energetically, even if it's not deliberate, the fact that they are just so laser focused is, you know, it's almost like a spell. It's a desire to kind of disrupt things for you, even your sleep. And sleep is how you rejuvenate and grow. So you might want to put some protection around your bed and take some protective measures. What else do we need to know about the situation, please? Yep, it's for justice. So I just asked in my head, what is this person? What do we have to do? So here's the number 8 with justice presenting itself once again for the second time this reading. So collective, this is stating, make sure that you utilize your mind over heart. This is not the time to get caught up in your emotions, get caught up in sentimentality, get caught up in nostalgia, right? Having a commitment to a zombie, somebody who doesn't help or produce much of anything, somebody who really only wants to take a bite out of you in the end. And these could be like consumers or people basically feeding off your energy or your resources or your time, your sympathy or love. Whatever the case is, there's an element of usury and hedonism in here, and that's just not good. Bottom of the deck I have the Star. So I did want to know, what is a good move for the collective to make if this describes you. By the way, if it does, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. That would be nice. But we have here that you are highly decorated. That Spirit is acknowledging that everything does happen for a reason. It is no accident that you are highly thought of and sought of, and you are actually an anchor. And with this Star, Spirit is saying continue doing what it is that you know is the right thing to do. And sometimes that's not easy, but I feel like you are definitely an old soul, an old spirit. You could have connections with, active connections with people on the other side that are maybe even prompting you or talking to you about these issues currently. Okay, and like, yep, what is this? 5 of Pentacles that goes back and forth. So this person, because the 2 of Swords, I feel like you are not speaking. They could be trying to gain information from friends and family, trying to, be in the know, be in the loop, or whatever the case may be. And they're feeling really not only like left out, but everything is utterly destroyed. They could be going through your mail or your things or the trash, things that you've thrown just so they can glean information to further their cause or purpose. People actually do that, which is pretty amazing to me. Okay. How could we heal this situation currently? The 7 of Cups. Wow, look at that red eye right there. So I'm going to say currently right now there is not a lot that you can do. A lot of that would be dreaming and overthinking and whatnot. It is a time with the 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's a burden. It's been a burden. So it's a time to really kind of focus on yourself, focus on your strengths so that you can, I heard glow up. Maybe you're having a glow up, but with the Strength card, this is like conquering your lower base and reactions. Like if you typically are somebody to react to, because they're used to pushing buttons and things like that. And it looks to me like that's something that kind of went round and round circles with. And anybody who's used to taking from you, they know that, and that is ammunition. But I feel like currently you are gaining such strength that even those things you were eliminating from the game. So this is even stating that, whatever it is that they hurl your way to your head, it could be insults, it could be whatever it is that they're thinking of, I feel like it's a time of not to react, but to go ahead and process whatever it is that you are currently doing and need to do. So basically not focusing on it, not giving it a lot of energy. Again, 1111 could be something that is going to be very important to you. Looking at things over and over again is just going to cause you to kind of go crazy, and it's not going to be productive. So definitely keep your wits about you. In the Page of Swords, we know this person is spying, and that's just what they do and who they are. And I feel like even here, they're just even trying to look. They could be making you out to be a monster, or, telling other people, see, this is how awful this person is, and this collective doesn't care, they don't give a damn. And they could have seen you go through many transformations. They could still live in the home that you grew up in, things like that. But I feel like, you know, they're ready to cut anything that has to do with you. If they come across it, I feel like they would kind of be on the offense. They want to attack, that kind of a thing. So, okay, last words on here, please, for the collective. Air. You have a strong connection to air element, linked with the mind, the intellect, communication, and divination. Be sure to spend the time outdoors to recharge yourself. That's confirmation. So right there, collective, we talked about going outside and recharging yourself and transmuting some of that energy. So I do hope that this is something that's going to be helpful. Much love to you. And until next time, namaste.